Henry Guest McPike had this house built in 1869, and it took 2 to 3 years to be built. And this was actually a country estate. It was not in city limits at the time. It was called Mount Lookout Park, and that's how it's listed on the National Register, as Mount Lookout. There was originally between 15 and 23 acres here, and the Honorable H.G. McPike had orchards and vineyards here. He was a charter member of the Horticulture Society in the state of Illinois, and he also developed and patented the McPike grape, which was sold throughout the United States. He also was on the committee to bring the Lincoln-Douglas debate here in 1858, and he had actually sat on the platform with Abraham Lincoln as the Republican representative. As far as his family is concerned, he was married 3 times, and his first wife was Mary Amanda Mulvaney Burns, and she and Henry were married in 1854, and they had 5 children together. They had James and Jane or Jenny, Alice, John Haley, and Robert Samuel. Unfortunately, Alice died when she was 18 months, and Robert Samuel died when he was 6 months. James lived to be 25, but I believe he died of typhoid fever. But he was married to Jenny Wilkinson at the time, Jenny Wilkinson McPike, and they had 2 young daughters, Gertrude and Bertie. John Haley did live, and this was who the house was left to in 1910 when Henry died at the age of 85. According to the newspaper articles, Henry had been in Cuba and came home and contracted a cold and died about a week or so later. As far as the spirits of the house, we do believe that the Honorable H.G. McPike is here, and we believe that because it's his house and he wants to be here. We do believe that perhaps his dad, John Mountain, is one of the spirits of the house. We do know that he died in the house. We do believe that there is a spirit named Sarah, and I just know that when we first bought the house that there was a lady spirit up on the 3rd floor, and that was my perception, that her name was Sarah. We're not sure really if she was a relative in some way, because there was a Sarah McPike that married a William Wells, or if she was really just a domestic person from this area. I have on more than one occasion heard footsteps coming down the basement stairs. We have heard strange noises, thumping on the floor, sounding like bricks fell, very loud noise, sounding like the cellar door slammed when I don't believe it did. It just sounded like that. And I've also smelled a lady's cologne on more than one occasion. There are many, many experiences that people have had here at the house. We do have pictures of some of the spirits of the house, and at least 3 or 4 of them are ladies. We do have a couple pictures of men. The main picture we have is of Mr. McPike. I also have a picture of a man looking out the side window of the house. Again, there are many stories about the house. There was a man who told me they used to come up here quite often when they were young, and they'd go in the house and they'd feel cold spots, but they didn't know, what that meant or anything. And he said one day he came up here and he walked alongside the house, and he looked up and he saw a lady in a white dress. He said he never came back after that. The reason we have tours is to help with the restoration of the house, and of course our camp out is always one of our main fundraisers to help with the restoration of the house. Our 12th annual camp out this year is October 23rd and 24th. And you can either go to our website, www.McPikeMansion.com, or you could call me at 618-830-2179. And to make reservations, I'll say it's the best deal in town. It's $30, and we do have a DJ. We do darkroom sessions in the cellar. You can get a reading if you wish. And we have lots of good food and lots of good company. We always have a great group of people here. If you don't want to camp out, you could also come just for the evening from 6:30 to 11. So again, if you want more information about that, just call me at 618-830-2179.